Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2025 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is linked in the description box below, and I look forward to reading for you. Now, just to clear something up, because I do know, I've read the comments, people have been wondering, is this the real me? It is. I don't know how else to prove it than to show you my tattoo right here. I'm using the same cards that if you go back to the very, very first reading, and if you do, bless you, because that's rough. But they're the same cards that I was using then, using now, absolute favorite cards right here. And yeah, I also have a little check next to my name on YouTube that shows you that this is the real me. YouTube has verified it and says so. Do not respond to anybody who does not have that little check next to their name. They're not me. Okay, so with that said, with that cleared up, hopefully, let's start this reading. At the heart of everything, we have the Ace of Swords, angels and spirit guides show them clearly. We have the Ten of Cups. I love that. We have the Queen of Cups, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading and show me clearly. The Five of Cups, I like the Five of Cups leaving. The Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, the King of Swords, I love that. The Six of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups, and then we have the Empress and the Four of Cups. Okay, so it's really interesting is that you have a lot of people showing up during this time, which means that you can physically have a lot of people showing up, but you can also have a lot of different hats you're wearing, a lot of different ways that you are moving yourself forward during this time period. At the heart of everything is the Ace of Swords, and you are taking this gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. It is a gift of clarity of mind, determination, focus, and insight. Words are going to be very important to you. You're really going to be listening to what people say and how they say them. You are going to be very interested in stories, the stories of people in the present, the stories of people in the past, the stories of things, like kind of the essence of things is going to be very important to you. It's not going to be like this world just is, and it doesn't have like the soul to everything is going to be a story. And that is how I see the world personally as an air sign energy myself. And I see this as a way that you're going to see the world as well, or you may see the world as well, as it is the stories of things. It is the history behind it. It is the deeper knowledge that guides you forward. And you're going to be just astoundingly curious, but you're also going to be a really good learner during this time, taking in information, looking at things differently, asking questions, diving deeper, learning more and more. That's going to excite you, and that's going to be empowering for you. It moves you then to the challenge, which I think is a very interesting challenge, because this is my favorite card in the whole entire deck. It is the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups as a challenge is the challenge of, and they all live happily ever after. You can be thinking, I'm not going to get my happily ever after in life. That's not true. Okay, you do have a tendency to be very harsh on yourself. You also have a tendency to say, I have to be very logical. I have to see things that I don't necessarily want to see, right? I have to look at it as the truth of it all. Well, just also know that your mind can play tricks on you. It can be overly harsh, it can be overly critical, and you can be sitting there and saying, or you can have somebody in your life who is overly harsh, overly critical, and you'll say like, well, they wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. Yes, they would. It could be a feeling. It could be like they feel that it is true in the moment, but it's not true. It can be a frustration, but it can also be that they're afraid. They're afraid of happiness. You've had the rug pulled out from underneath you, and you don't want it to happen again. I love this card because it makes me think of a Norse saying that it is better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. I think that's really important. Like, you don't need to have all the flashy, biggest, best, most up-to-date things. And our world kind of tells us you do. Or else are you even doing it right? But here, it is being king of your cottage. It is saying, this is what's sacredly important to me. And I will build it and I will grow it. And it might not be the ooh and the ahs that everybody else is going for. But it is strong, it is powerful, and it is here. It has good roots to it. So the Ten of Cups is saying, embrace what makes you happy. Embrace your joy. Embrace your prosperity of heart and soul. Do not sit there and say, oh, I'm going to do this because it'll make somebody else happy. No, say, this makes me happy. And if making somebody else in your world happy is important to you, then do so as well. But always come to a place that's like, this adds to my cup. This adds to me. And it brings you then to the root of the Queen of Cups. This is healing, beautiful love. This is connection. This is nurturing. But this is also being able to heal and connect in a chaotic world, in times that are overwhelming, in questions that can seem endless. And this is a real sense of like, this is what I'm nurturing. This is what inspires me. And this is what I'm drinking deeply of in order to embrace the inspiration, in order to have the power of soul guide me forward, and in order to see things in a new light. The Queen of Cups can also tend to be a chronic giver. So do be mindful about that, because you don't want to be, I always think of it as like the giving tree. You don't want to give and give and give until they just cut you down and there's nothing left of you. And you were like, I was giving out of love and this all got out of hand. So here, be aware of that with the Queen of Cups. Be aware of embracing your heart, of embracing what it is that you love, but also saying, I'm queen. I am worth a heck of a lot, and I will not be taken advantage of. So that's going to be important here, because you're going to see, by embracing your own strength and embracing your power and knowing that sensitivity isn't a dirty word, right? So people have said to you, Aquarius, oh my gosh, you're just so sensitive. And they've meant it as an insult. So you try to ignore your heart and be like cold and very logical about things. But that's not where your power lies. Your power lies in taking it in mentally, but embracing the heart of it, like the heart of the story, the essence of what's being said, and moving forward in that power. You've changed your mind and you've changed your life. This is the energy that is now moving away with the Five of Cups. You've started to see things differently. You have a tendency, as do all human beings, but you have had a tendency recently to really beat yourself up over things that have failed for yourself or for people who are near and dear to you. And now it is the time to say, okay, I see that, things have failed, like things haven't gone the way that they were hoped or that, I had envisioned them. And that is okay. There have been struggles. I'm turning around and I'm seeing the healing, beautiful love. Because without the struggles, there is not that beautiful story. If you read a book or you watch a movie and everything is just easily falls into place, or there's a conflict and then all of a sudden it's resolved, just so easily, and everybody just listens and they're obedient and they just, do what they're supposed to do. It doesn't make for a good story. So it's a bit boring. We want our lives to be a good story. Sometimes they're too good. You're like, oh, this is too engaging. No, thank you. But turning around and embracing your heart, embracing what you love, and seeing that love there and seeing that passion there and seeing that heart there, you're like, oh, this is empowering. And there's a sense of really healing. You've gone through a deep healing during this time. And it moves you to your strength, Aquarius. It's slowly and steadily moving forward in wealth, or what you value as much as money. This is prosperity. This is success. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to agree with you or see you as prosperous and successful. They can be like, oh, this is a bunch of malarkey, and that's fine. That can be their opinion. But you are moving forward, embracing wealth, or what you value as much as money, and laying a very firm foundation for which to grow off of and for which to, leave behind in this earthly plane. That's like, wow, Aquarius stood here. Aquarius claimed this space, was a power, and moved forward. And that is where you step into the King of Swords energy. So you have a Queen energy and you have a King energy. You need to listen to your heart during this time, or else you'll feel like nobody's hearing you because you're not hearing yourself. So be aware of that. But in the energy of the near future, you need to claim the kingdom that you want, meaning that you need to say, I am building this for me. Doesn't mean you need to conquer others. Like we're kind of past that stage, but it's like, I am claiming this kingdom for me. I'm building this. I have a clear vision of what I want, what I'm going after, determination, focus, and insight. And it leads you to speaking your mind, of claiming what it is that you want to yourself, speaking your truth to yourself. You don't have to do it to anybody else. And guarding your thoughts. Like there's going to be a sense of like, don't say everything you're thinking. Okay, that's going to be really important here. But you've been through battles. You've seen the battles. You've come through really hard times that would have broken other people. And you know what? Even now, Aquarius, and it is emotional to say, you were through times that broke you in little different ways. And you can be very resentful of that. And I mean, like I would be too, And there's a sense here of, I've claimed this power. I claim this power within me. And no longer is anyone going to pull me back or stop me. I am moving forward in love and in kindness, in respect and in dignity of self. Right? But I am moving forward to conquer the world that I want, the love and the joy that I want in my existence, in my heart, in my soul, in myself. And so that I walk forward with confidence. You're going to see that you stand up tall, right? You speak plainly. It's like, this is where I need to be, and this is what I desire for myself. And it brings you then to the atmosphere of like, I'm moving forward. You're moving into the unknown, which is spooky, right? It's overwhelming, it's intense, but the angels are guiding you. You are deeply protected. And you are going to see yourself move forward into the unknown, but you're moving forward through the mists of Avalon, right? Through the mists to something that you greatly desire, and that brings prosperity and success to you. And it brings you then to the Knight of Cups. Knights protects queens. And this is an atmosphere also of like, I need to move forward. This is the environment of I'm moving forward. I'm protecting what is sacred to me. I'm moving forward in healing, holding up what it is that I love most. And that's going to be a little bit of a scrying bowl to you, right? So when you're confused or when you're overwhelmed, I mean, you could do something that seems as silly as like filling a cup with water and looking into it and just letting your mind go, like letting yourself stare into this water and say, show me clearly the path forward. And then take the image that comes forward and say, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to run with that. As long as it makes sense to you, as long as it's not your brain being like chaotic, right? As long as it makes sense to you and you're like, okay, cool, let's move forward that way. That can be a very helpful task and a very helpful thing during this time to do, because it will give you clarity. It will move you forward. Drink that water then, and then move forward towards your goal. Move forward towards what it is that you want. You are going to be very drawn to people who are emotionally sound and stable, okay? But you're also going to be very drawn to people who speak plainly and who say the truth. Now, this can be also that you're going to be drawn to people who say things that they believe that are true, but they say them in a very harsh, hurtful, maybe even hateful way. Be very mindful about that, because you'll be like, oh, well, they're saying the truth. Like, listen to it, even though it's uncomfortable, right? They might be saying very mean things about you. And you're like, oh, well, some of those things are true. Yeah, but they're also being a bully, and don't let that energy into your sphere and into your life. Okay, there could be things that you need to work on, absolutely. But things can always be said in kindness and in grace instead of in militia and anger. It moves you then to the Six of Cups. You have the repeat of the number 6 here. 6 is a nurturing number. It is a healing number. It is the most loving, compassionate of the numbers. And it moves you to the hopes and the fears. And the hope is that you build something that you look back at and are proud of, right? That brings beautiful, great memories to you. But the fear is that you build something where, like you've been through in the past, okay? You want to take all the good things out of the past and build that. But there's a fear of like, what if I mess up? What if history repeats itself? What if? And it's like, well, yeah, but what if the sky falls? Do not stop your story. Do not stop your power because of fear. Embrace your voice and say, but this is what I want. And I move forward in diligent love and compassion in order to build it. Because unfortunately or fortunately, nobody's going to build it for you but you. Because nobody knows exactly what you want but you. You can explain it to somebody and they still won't fully get it. So here, embracing your love and your passion, moving forward and saying, even though this is scary, I'm going for it. It brings you to this place where you are the empress, where you embrace nurturing, building, and creating the life that you want and that you deserve. And it brings you then, Aquarius, to the 4 of Cups. It's taking you on a path that you hadn't expected. Actually, you had stubbornly stuck to this one idea and said, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do it like this. And it just wasn't working. Now you're going to change things up. And Spirit has guided you there, has moved you kind of kicking and screaming and said, no, look at it this way. And now your world is opening up to you in a way that is extraordinary, in a way that is empowering, but is in a way that is quite different than what you had expected. And let go of old expectations and step into the extreme energy of the Empress, because she is extreme creativity, extreme nurturing. She's all of the queens. She is cleverness and outspokenness. She is compassion and she is love. She is prosperity and she is abundance. And she is passion and she is creativity. And you are embracing all that energy within you and saying, I'm just not being, pigeonholed into being one thing. I am creating so much more. And the bounty comes from me. The bounty is a part of me. And it moves you then to your spirit message. And you're breaking old ideas, old patterns. It's like, no, this isn't working anymore. It brings you then to your spirit message. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly of spiritual. Embrace the spiritual. Embrace a deeper connection to divine, the universe, however you want to connect with this earth and create, the center for yourself. Do so. Do so now. It moves you then to your subconscious, not subconscious, it moves you then to your chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. And this is family. This is the root chakra. This is, emphasizing the repeat of the number 6. This is a sense of family and love. I think it's funny that it's number 5 though. And this is like just a sense of, this is what nurtures me. It's the family that you were raised by. It's the family that you've created. It's the family that you have found in this world. Whatever feels like this is comfort and home, that is the energy at the root of you during this time that you are building off of. It moves you then to the energy to be mindful of, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And this is the 7 of Wands. Be mindful of fighting just for the sake of fighting. Be mindful of fighting and having your energy drained and then being like, I don't understand why I don't have time or I don't have the energy for what it is that I want to create. It's being ciphered into fights, into anger, into frustrations, into chaos, into just even like listening to chaotic things that don't build you up and enhance your spirit. So here, this is releasing the fighting energy, like I have to fight, and embracing a healing energy, embracing a compassionate energy, saying I stand for what I believe in, absolutely, but I'm not going to be dragged down and endlessly drained by endless fighting. It moves you then to your subconscious spirit message, and this is adventure. You want an adventure, Aquarius, and let yourself have one. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be an intense adventure, right? It doesn't have to be I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It can be a very quiet adventure for yourself. I wonder if I can learn, pottery or get my black belt or, do whatever it is that is like, this is a little adventure for me. Let yourself have it. Or, you know what, I'm going to take a different route to work today and I'm going to see if I find a nice place to get a cup of coffee, or just something like that on the way. Like just a little adventure. Or we just want to see new houses instead of passing by the same old. Just a little adventure. Or the adventure could be like, I'm going to bring a cup of coffee, a cup of tea with me to work and have that adventure of taking care of myself and making things just the way that I like them. And it moves you then to your subconscious chakra message. And this is, again, the root chakra, and it's abundance. At the root of you is abundance and prosperity. You are stepping into abundance and prosperity. And you're realizing that it has always been a part of you. But like it felt like it was so far away. And now you're claiming your success, your abundance, your personal power that you bring to this world. Nobody is quite like you. There's a beauty to you. There's a power to you. There's a uniqueness to you. Embrace it. Embrace it and embrace being abundant for your soul and your spirit. It's not going to be the same for everybody. We don't all need to, make multi-million-dollar businesses and be that type of person who needs, that outward, what is it, like aggrandizement? It's a sense of coming in and saying what's really important to me, what makes me feel richer than kings. And that's the abundance that you are embracing. And it brings you then to the subconscious chakra message. And this is to be mindful of, like rebirth. Be mindful that you are transforming. And you're going to try really, really hard, Aquarius, for one reason or another, to stay as it always was. And Spirit is saying here, no, it's transforming. It's now kind of like, release the old energy and step into the new. It will be scary and it can be overwhelming. And that's why there's a resistance to it. But it is empowering. And it moves you then to the energy, the subconscious tarot message, which is the Ten of Swords. You're coming out of a cage. You're coming out of a time of being emotionally astoundingly overwhelmed, chaotic, tears, hurt, pain, disappointment, hateful, hurtful things said to you, right, that have stung and have stayed with you. And you're breaking those chains. You're breaking that cage. You're taking the swords out of your back and realizing that you are fiercer now, more determined and more focused to succeed than you have ever been. And everybody who thought that they would rip you down and tear you apart have given you the fuel to achieve what it is that you truly, truly want, and to say, I don't care what you think, and I'm not living by your timeline. All right, Aquarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Bye.